JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 28th of September, 2022 of course. Today is Wednesday. Welcome everyone. Welcome to this, Wednesday's morning session. We're going to have a quick look at the markets as usual. Just a few charts, some of the charts that I looked at recently, some new ones. But yeah, before we go further, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimers. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, as always, a quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFDbrokers.com website, which you can always check out for more information about us. So guys, let's jump in. First of all, I can see there in the chat room, Uwe, yep, good morning to you too. Good morning to everybody else as well who's joining in. So I hope everybody's having a wonderful start of Wednesday. But if we talk about Nikkei, so Nikkei broke the upside line. Okay, wonderful. So we broke the upside line. We dropped below that 26,313 territory. I kept on talking about this and I said that if we clear this, I'll go lower. My next target will be this highlighted zone around the 25,688 and the 25,775 levels. Well, we got a nice drop. We got a nice move to the downside. Yeah, we didn't really reach this highlighted zone, but I would say this way: as long as we stay now below this, below this upside line, below that 26,313 territory, then yeah, I will continue aiming to the downside overall. Yes, we might see a bit of retracement, but I'll consider something like that. If now we push back above this upside line and we climb back above the somewhere above this 26,780 zone, somewhere around here, then yeah, I'll go to a little bit more to the upside, and probably it would be reasonable to say that not all the way towards that downside line, but somewhere towards here, because I think that if, let's say, we do push back up, and let's say we do push back above this upside line and then we clear this one, so by the time it could, let's say, then travel higher, probably the 21-day, the 100-day and the 200-day EMAs could approach this area. Maybe probably the 21-day EMA would be faster, but and it could provide some resistance here maybe, and then, you know, we could see maybe a drift back down. But again, this is me trying to thinking that I have a crystal ball, and, you know, I'm thinking that, you know, that I know what's going to happen. No, I'm just trying to give you like a scenario what could potentially happen, just and try to give it some justification, at least, you know, try to do that. But anyway, kind of looking at this for now, I would say this way, that we had a good run to the downside. We had a break of this upside line. Now my question here is, can we see maybe a little bit of a retracement here? And then the question is, of course, the following question will be, can we see a little hold up around here somewhere? So yeah, let's keep that in mind. But at the moment, yeah, Nikkei is looking bad. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index, similar story. We broke this, if you remember, I talked about this range, potential range here. We broke the lower side of the range and we drifted nicely to the downside. Again, this range, it's not really a picture perfect range, because look, I mean, we don't really have a good hold up somewhere around here. I mean, you could probably say maybe the range was a little bit earlier than that, so maybe from somewhere around here, which you wouldn't be wrong on this one as well. So, you know, it could have been maybe something like this. So yeah, I would say this level here, the 18,235 that I was looking at, this was just a good barrier to keep an eye on, good support area. if and what I said before, that if we break this, then I'll go lower. Now my other thing that I have here in mind is to where it's gonna go and where it could potentially go. So for that I need to jump into a monthly. And look, I told you about this previously. I am looking at this area, the 16,250 level overall. I mean, don't get me wrong, in the meantime we could see some retracement, you know, some sort of a move, maybe back up a little. But also one of the targets here to consider could be this one, the 17,000 mark. This could be quite an interesting target. We're, to be honest, not really far from it, so might as well test this. And this is the lowest point of September of 2011, and this is where, like I said, I will be aiming for right now. In general, if you remember, I talked a lot about this, and I said that I'm quite bearish overall, because when I previously talked about Nikkei, look, I mean, I talked about these hurdles here, like the 200-day EMA, and look at it this way, guys. This is a monthly chart, and we are now comfortably sitting below the 200-day EMA. We haven't been below the 200-day EMA like normally, quite substantially. Only back in 2008, that was our crash, and look what's happened. And even then, we didn't really cross the 200-day EMA that much. We only just kind of floated a little bit, and now we are just hanging out there below this. So this is not really looking good. Like I said, I'm still aiming to the downside. Don't get me wrong, at some point we will get that little retracement, but again, that could be just a temporary correction before another possible leg of selling, so keep that in mind. But at the moment, yep, the 17,000 mark is the one that I'm keeping an eye on. The German index, DAX, beautiful sell-off yesterday, guys. I mean, look, what I talked about yesterday, and you can review, well, actually you can review all my videos before. I talked about this hurdle, about this area actually, between the 12,391 and the 12,438 zone. So I said to you, like, if we clear this one, then yeah, I'll go lower. And yesterday what I said, that if we retrace a little bit but find resistance somewhere in this area, then well, and then if we struggle to get back above it, then yes, another decline could be possible. And there we go, we had that tease. You know, some bulls were jumping in here already, yep, that's what we got. So if you're looking for some higher levels, guys, I will probably stick to somewhere to this level, the 12,600 mark. That was seen as a good area of support previously. I want to see if this is going to act as a good area of resistance. Yeah, I do understand that we could be missing out on a bit of territory. Of course, what you can do here is keep your eyes on this highlighted zone. If we start clearing it to the upside, then yeah, you could start already aiming for the upside, but with a very tight stop loss. Because again, this could be a bit of a roller coaster ride. Don't be surprised, for example, if we do get like some sort of fluctuation here around it first, and then maybe push higher. So that's why my preferred scenario is from around here somewhere to the upside. But again, that's the upside scenario. At the moment, we are dealing with the downside scenario. And yep, of course, the cash index right now is trading near that psychological 12,000 mark. We did cross that psychological mark yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, there we go. Yep, we did. We did then rebound somewhat, and today the cash index is already traveling further south. But again, the key level here to watch will be, of course, that psychological 12,000 mark. And let's see what's going to happen there, because at the moment, I would say it's very important. It's neither, it doesn't really coincide with any of the levels in the past here, but it's just the psychological 12,000 mark. It might just be a good area of support on its own, just being like I said, a good level. But if we drop again below that hurdle, my next target is the 11,848 zone, marked by the inside swing high of the 28th of October of 2020, guys. And if that gets cleared, well, guess what? The lowest point of November could be up for grabs. Oh, sorry, lowest point of October could be up for grabs. The lowest point of October of 2020. Yep. That's the one. So yeah, let's see how that's gonna play out, guys. Yep, I can see you in there in the chat room. Guten Morgen. Yep, guten Morgen to you too. So I hope everybody's having I hope everybody's who's joining in right now having a wonderful start of Wednesday. I mean, that's out of the question. You cannot have anything else. So just, you have to have your clear mind. It's going to be an interesting market this week again. So in terms of economic news, for example, it's not as let's say exciting as last week's, but still, something to watch. Of course, all the geopolitical tensions. They're again trying to scare us all with the COVID stuff. So okay, great. So let's see how that's going to play out, of course. But at the moment, let's say looking at the economic calendar, we can see that the Lagarde, it seems to be that there is an ECB President Lagarde is planning to give a speech. Let's see how that's going to play out. Then there's a BOE MPC member, a Cunliffe, who's planning to give a speech as well. So watch the pound. So yeah, I mean, and then we have some pending home sales from the U.S., crude oil inventories. Oh, and Fed Chair Powell seems to be as well going to be probably speaking. So again, let's see how all that's going to play out. There's a lot of speeches today, actually, and then the FOMC Bowman speaks. So later on, but yeah, check out the economic calendar for that. But at the moment, guys, I would say, yeah, at the moment, it's not, let's say, a very, exciting day economic data-wise, but keep that in mind. Keep an eye on the political arena. Thursday is going to be a little bit more interesting, but I'll get to Thursday on Thursday. Now, jumping into IBEX 35, just a quick update. So, look, I mean, yesterday I talked about this and I said that, look, at some point we will get this little retracement, but yeah, we started like trying to push back up here, but you can see that, yeah, it's not really, it's just a one-way traffic right now. So at this point, guys, if you're not really very comfortable with this whole kind of idea, maybe of reversal, let's put it this way: first, wait for that reversal to happen, then we will try to see where it could go. But overall, I'm aiming for that lowest point of March of 2020, or basically the lowest point of not 2020, 2022. Basically, the current lowest point of this year. That's what I'm aiming for. Let's see how this is going to play out. Nasdaq 100, guys, very quickly. So good. Beautiful move technically, honestly, I'm loving it. So good move, yes. We had that little retracement. I talked about this hurdle. I said that, look, keep your eyes on that 11,500 zone, which we managed to reach perfectly. Perfect hit, I would say. And then we reversed to the downside. We dropped, we moved lower, and we are now currently sitting around 11,200 zone. So on the cash index, basically, we're still within this falling channel pattern. And yeah, at the moment I am, yes, aiming lower, and as I said before, my next target will be this 11,000 mark. That's what I'm going to be aiming for. So this was near that area is a key support zone here, which is the lowest point of June. So yeah, if we go here, this is where I'm going to stall. Maybe we could stall a little. In general, another thing that I'm really considering right now, well, first of all, I need to get rid of this hurdle. This is no longer, I think, going to be valid, but what I'm considering right now is just an idea. Given that we failed to drop so far, we failed to drop below the this lowest point of last week. And I'm talking about the main kind of market hours, main trading hours, because the cash index did fall a little bit below this hurdle, but it now recovered. So what I'm trying to say here is that, look, if somehow this hurdle right here, the 11,170 territory, does continue to provide support, maybe actually we could see this this index traveling here a little bit, like moving up and down. Because for me, for the upside, or let's say short-term upside, I still need to see a clear break through this this barrier, this 11,500 zone. If we clear that, then yes, I'll go towards the upper side of the falling channel. But again, like I said, keep your eyes on this little hurdle for now. This 11,000. Let me just mark it very quickly. So this 11,170 territory, if it somehow continues to provide support, yes, we could see this one like maybe starting to range here, consolidating a little bit, and then we'll go from there. But if it clears the 11,170 straight away, boom, I'll go for that 11,000 mark, and no questions asked. And then we'll see if we'll go from there. But at the moment, like I said, I just wanna give it a little bit of room, for example, for maybe a little retracement of some sort, because we did get already like quite a a decent decline, and maybe there will come out some sort of like rhetoric saying that the market is actually not that bad, and then it will start stimulating the economy and blah blah blah, and this is where we'll get the boost, and then actually it will all fade away again, and then we'll see another decline later on. But let's not over speculate here. Let's see how this is going to play out. But at the moment, I'm keeping an eye on these two levels, these two highlighted levels, and yeah, I'm not excluding the fact that we could see maybe this one a little bit bouncing around here in between those two levels for a few days. S&P 500. S&P 500, this is quite beautiful, I would say, very, very technical. Look at this lowest point of June here. We're currently getting a hold up, like unlike NASDAQ, it still has some room towards that lowest point of June, but S&P already did that. Now, of course, if you probably have watched other shows and everybody's talking about like, this potential maybe double bottom, which could be the case, of course, don't get me wrong. So that's why I'm considering maybe a little rebound of some sort, maybe. In general, look, I mean, when I talked about the S&P on Monday, I think, yeah, I said that, look, I'm keeping an eye on this area, this 3,721.27, this area between those two levels, and they could provide good resistance. Well, they did, and we declined, and we reached my target. My target was this 3,636. So we've managed to reach that. Great. What's next? Next, I will say I'm not gonna drag this one way too much to the downside. I'm gonna keep an eye on this 3,636 or 3636 level. But I'm actually maybe considering a little bit of a retracement of some sort. But again, all depending on how it's going to flirt with this area, with this hurdle. And if we continue to stay above it, then yeah, maybe a little bit of a retracement could be possible. This is where a lot of bulls will start thinking that, hey, maybe it's the the double bottom, and start jumping in. We will go a little bit higher, but then maybe it'll hit the 21-day EMA or something like that, and then reverse back to the downside. So, and then we'll end up with maybe something of a descending triangle pattern or something like that. But again, at the moment, guys, it's quite tricky. We even have this steeper downside line here, so I'm gonna keep that in mind for now. If we it's probably not here, it's somewhere around here. So yeah, if you're looking for some higher levels, then at least a break of this downside line is required, guys. So until then, I'm just observing this one. I'm still bearish, but with bearishness, I still need that confirmation break. So, and my confirmation break will be below this 3636 level again. DXY, dollar index, this is just unstoppable. Yesterday I started drawing these Fibonacci's, and look at this. I mean, yesterday I said that maybe this 113.10, I think, or this 112.91 could be the one to watch. Let me just bring it back here and see if that's, yep, boom. 30, sorry, not 30, 113.30. This is what I was talking about in my yesterday's video. So this played out. Okay, great. So this is one of those levels that I mentioned. I said that if we, retrace, I'm going to aim for that 113.30. If not, then this 112.90 territory, the one that I had previously. So I can see that, yes, the 23.6% retracement on this Fibonacci worked out much better than the other one. But, if you didn't use that, that's fine. I mean, this is like one of those where you don't, you cannot always guess it right. But what I wanted to say here, in general, it's still going higher. It's now this testing this this 114.53 territory. It's trying to clear it. It did clear it today, but can it remain above it? Now that's a good question. If we can remain above it, then yeah, I'll go higher. I'll go towards that 115 zone, and eventually maybe I'll go towards that this 121 level that I talked about. So this is the highest point of 2001, guys. In general, everybody's right now talking about the fact that it seems like a 2001 kind of crash here, and 2001 economic downturn, and everything's looking quite like that. Look, we had the dollar rallying as well from somewhere around here, from the 81s to all the way to the 121, and then let me just double check something very quickly. Is it here? No, it's not here. Where's that thingy? There we go, date range. That's what I was looking for. So from around here, basically, we got, it took us, what, 75 bars. So this is a monthly chart, guys. And yeah, 75 bars, it's 2,282 days. If you want to shorten it up a little, let's say if you want to capture from this decline here, probably would be a little bit more logical, I would say. So that's 33. So that's 33 months, guys. This is 33 bars. That means that, yeah, every bar is a month. So 33 bars. So that's around 2.5 years, something like that. If I'm not, sorry, almost. No, sorry, 3 years almost. Almost 3 years. So almost 3 years. For 3 years, we have been traveling this way to the upside. Now, if I try to do a symmetry here. And let me just grab this very quickly. There we go. So 33 bars is somewhere around here, and that's like November of 2023. October of 2023. So look at it this way: we could see still, could see 2023, if we're following the same logic, of course. We could still see year 2023 also favorable for the dollar if we try to, like I said, do the same analogy here. However, we're actually traveling much faster this time. Look at how many, let's say, reversals and corrections we had on the way here to the upside, and look at how many reversals we had here on the way higher. Well, not really many. So in a way, that means that maybe we could actually shorten this up a little, and maybe have something like, instead of that, maybe have 24 bars. But again, or maybe even something a little bit like this. So basically, still, I'm aiming, in general, this is just like analogy, trying to make an analogy here with the 2020 2000 and 2001 year, but yeah, if that's of course correct, because a lot of people are comparing these two. So if we're comparing those, then might as well kind of look at the symmetry in that sense. But anyway, long story short, guys, for now, let's keep it short and simple. Let's aim higher. Like I said, ideally my target is the 121. That's the highest point of 2001. Let's see if we can reach that. But of course, in the meantime, I do believe that we might see a bit of retracement at some point, maybe going into next month, or maybe November. But again, let's not rush into anything at the moment. I'm just observing this one, and then we'll take it from there, guys. Now, jumping into gold very quickly, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this one. Look, we did retrace yesterday beautifully, and then we started declining. What you can do now is keep your eyes on this 1600 level. Now, one thing for sure, what you need to do here is keep your eyes on yesterday's low. And it was a good floor, it was a good support. This 1622. Yep, 1622 territory, approximately around there. A nice good drop below it. Yeah, will open the door, could open the door towards some lower levels. This will confirm a forthcoming lower low, guys. And yep, further declines are possible. And then, of course, we'll aim for that 1600 100 level. And again, similar story with the monthly chart. I want to just quickly check. So 2001, no, we didn't get much activity. We got some activity in 2011. So okay, but yeah, we're now drifting nicely to the downside. And look at this monthly chart. Actually, a good target could be here, the 15-20 zone, somewhere around here. This is where probably a good support could come in. But of course, let's wait and see. Still have time. WTI oil, still watching the downside. I'm not really doing much, to be honest. I'm still aiming to the downside. My next target is the area between the 73.30 and the 74.30 level, so keep that in mind. Bitcoin, yeah, bit of a tease yesterday. Look at this beautiful move to the upside. We had a good run, and then we drifted back down. So yep, still the bearishness remains, guys. And I'm not gonna spend too much time on this one, but I said, like, I'm looking at this area here, the 18,600 for the downs. Sorry, no, 17,567 for the downside. All this area right here is just something. I'll remove some lines here, no longer needed. I'm just gonna keep that 19,900 zone here. That's the highest point of 2017. But yeah, if you want to go higher, a break of this downside line is needed. If you want to go lower, a drop below that 17,567 territory would be required, somewhere below that. XRP, so if you remember, I talked about this and I said that, look, if this 200-day EMA provides good support, then we'll have a rebound, or we could have a rebound. But if it breaks, well, this is what could what will happen. And yep, it's happening. So, and yeah, it was a momentum move. I mean, yes, last week I talked about this and I said that keep your eyes on this, be very careful, because again, we had the whole SEC positiveness was kicking in here, but now we're seeing, yeah, a nice decline. So yeah, let's see if we can rebound now from this area somewhere, from that 21-day EMA or this upside line. But at the moment, it's not really looking good. AUD JPY very quickly. So drifting below this, I'm going to run through these pairs. I've talked a lot about these already. So basically, I think you're already bored of me talking about the same ones. But I just want to pick up and see where they are. So we've managed to reach my target, the upside line, which is taken from the low the 12th of May. So I kept on mentioning it. So yeah, eventually we've reached that, and not only that, we've broken it. So now, as long as we remain below this upside line, I'm going to aim lower. I'm going to aim for that 91.42 territory or that 200-day EMA. If we climb back above this upside line and back above the 100-day EMA, then I will consider a move to the upside. NZD USD, haven't looked at this one for quite a while, as you can see by the lines here. But yeah, I mean, this is working out interestingly. We've cleared some key support levels. I think I need to redraw some of these. So yeah, this is going to be an important level to watch. So far, we have marked. I'm marking the 0.5565 level. I might change this. This is the current lowest point of September. Let's see if this is going to end up being the lowest point of September. If that's the case, then maybe a bit of a retracement here could be possible. Now, what I'm looking at here for is I'm going to keep an eye on this little short-term tentative downside line. Now, out of curiosity, I want to see if this is going to work or not. We have distanced ourselves a lot from the EMAs, actually, so maybe a bit of a retracement here could be possible. So maybe, like I said, yeah, that little correction in DXY could be possible. But if you're looking for some higher levels on this one, I would say stick to somewhere to this area, the 0.5722. I do understand that we could be missing out on a bit of territory. For those more risky people, you could keep an eye on this little territory, the 0.5640. If we push back above it, then yeah, maybe we could consider a bit of a move to the upside. But yeah, don't like I said. Still, if you're gonna risk that, then you should only risk what you afford to lose, because this could easily reverse back down, like, and eventually, take you out here somewhere. And then yeah, if it clears the 0.5565 territory, I'm gonna go lower. I'm gonna aim further south. I'm gonna aim for that 0.55 territory. USD/JPY still watching this little range. Beautiful. Very beautiful range. Let's see which way we're going to break out to. I talked about this pair yesterday, so I'm not gonna kind of repeat the same thing, guys. But yeah, just watching these two levels. Let's see how that's going to play out. Here's the CAD very quickly. This is just, I mean, unstoppable. Look at this. I mean, initially everybody thought that, hey, look, maybe this is could be a good move here. This level here, the 1.3646 level, the one that I looked at previously as a good area of resistance, it now played a good role of support. support. So that's why I'm gonna keep this here. This is gonna be my main level. I'm gonna remove this Fibonacci. This is not working nicely, but what I'm gonna do here is if we do drop below the 1.3646 level, I'm gonna aim to the downside. If we clear this 1.38 territory right there, I'm gonna go higher. And especially if we stay above that 1.38 zone, if we cannot stay, if we just form something of a false breakout, then well, this is where I'll say that maybe this is gonna hold for time being, and we could see maybe a bit of a retracement. So let's see how that's gonna play out. GBP/USD, this one's had a good run yesterday to the upside, but failed to reach this area, and now we're drifting back to the downside. To be honest, I'm going to aim lower, and I'm going to aim for that level, the one you see here, the 1.0520. That's the, let me just put this on the chart. That's the lowest point of 1985, guys. 1985, that's where we are right now. And again, everybody's now watching. Everybody was initially watching the parity level of euro and the dollar. Now everybody's watching the parity level of GBP and the dollar. Let's wait and see. And this is where the idea of aiming for that 121 on DXY comes in very, very nicely. This could result then into this, like I said, GBP USD traveling all the way to that 1 level. GBP CHF, this one's stuck. To be honest, although I really like this pair, I really don't have a clue what's gonna happen next year. I mean, I can just try to, if I get to this, if I get to like these stages, then I just observe it. And to be honest, I would like to see maybe a push somewhere above this territory, this area between the, well, actually, above the 1.08 level. Let's round it up here. Above 1.08 level, if we do get that nice good push through that area, then yes, I'll go to the upside, and I'll aim for this downside line, and then we'll just take it from there. For the downside, what you can do here is you can keep an eye on this little hurdle, yesterday's low near the 1.0558. If we drop below it, then yes, I'll aim lower, but I don't know if I'm going to aim for this 1.0177 territory. We'll keep an eye on it, but we might see somewhere, maybe a move somewhere around here. So, but yeah, it could open a door towards lower levels if we do drop below the 1.0558 zone. EURUSD. So finally, look at this. Now, I have to admit, I was kind of hoping maybe to see a bit of a larger correction here to the upside, but to be honest, the whole kind of bearishness in the market did have its effect on the yen. Everybody was jumping into the yen, and look at this. We broke below this 138.70 territory. I would say yes. On one hand, it's looking quite bearish, but only if we stay below the 138.70 level. If we somehow travel back above it, we will be back above the 100-day EMA as well. And this could, let's say, if we do push back above this territory, back above this 138.70, this might come in line with the idea of maybe seeing the indices retracing a little bit to the upside. And as you know, the yen is seen as a safe haven. So that's why maybe everybody will be buying something else against the yen. And this is where EURUSD, this maybe move could be seen as a false breakout. So keep that in mind, guys. But like I said, for now I am leaning a little bit more towards the downside. But let's say this is the point where, let's say, this is the gamble point, because again, if the market, like I said, does reverse to the upside, we could see EURUSD maybe also reversing to the upside. And but at the moment, it's everything is quite bearish. So as long as we stay below this 100-day EMA and below this 138.70 level, I am aiming to the downside. But if it starts crossing it, then well, this is where it will have to be reevaluated again. EURUSD finally. So we're sitting below this area, this territory, the one that I talked about, the 0.96 zone. Yeah, approximately around here. So 0.96 territory. It's having a good hold. Well, it had a good hold up. Now we're seeing a break of it. So to be honest, I'm aiming further south, and for this I need a monthly chart. For the monthly chart, look, we are clearing this important level, and I'm not saying anything. This this is the last month of September, or sorry, the last days of September this week. So let's see if the monthly candle can actually stay below this area, below this territory, because something tells me that maybe we could see maybe a little bit of a retracement back to the upside. But again, I might be wrong. But let's keep your eyes on the monthly chart, guys. We are near this key important zone. If we do drop again further, but then at the end of the month, at the end of the day, at the end of this week actually, we travel back and stay back above the 0.96 territory. Now that maybe could lead to a bit of a retracement going into October, but again, I don't want to rush into anything. I just want to see how it's going to play out. I'm not touching euro dollar until I see how it's going to end this week, and then I'm going to take it from there from next week. So guys, that's it for this session. I really hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate your views, your likes, your comments. I really do. So like I said, you know, a low bow to you guys. Thank you very much. If you want to catch me tomorrow morning, as always, at my Traders Espresso, 6 o'clock GMT time. For now, have a wonderful trading day. Stay safe. Have your stop losses in place, and everything will be fine. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.